Hey guys, so One UI 5.0, which is based on Android 13, is finally here on my Galaxy S22, and this is the base version. And I want to talk about my favorite changes coming to this device with the new One UI 5.0 update. There's actually a ton of under the hood and small updates going on here and there, but I want to talk about my top 5 favorite changes. So with that, let's get started. Since we're at the lock screen, let's just talk about that first. So Samsung's always provided a lot of customization options on Galaxy devices for the lock screen. It's always been a thing, but they're making it very easy for you to access those settings without having to go deep into the settings and the lock screen options. So once you're at the lock screen right here, you just hold it, and if you have a lock, you just unlock your phone, and then you get all these options to change the many elements in your lock screen. So you have your button for wallpapers here. I believe there's some new ones in here as well. These graphical ones look very pretty. Ooh, actually, I'm gonna use that one. Yeah, it looks nice. And you can also customize the clock here. You've always had these options in the settings, but now they're very accessible. As you can see, you can change your font. I think I like that one. And you can directly add your quick action apps here as well. And as you can see, you can also tap on these little tiny notification icons as well, and you can customize those. And you can either have a more detailed view, so it shows everything, or a simplified view where it just shows the icon of the notifications you have in your notification shade. And if you do have the detailed view, it looks like you can edit your transparency to make it more invisible, or just totally bold like that. But I think I like the icons view. It's simpler. And there's my new lock screen. It looks pretty nice. Liking the change. Now that we have the new lock screen set up, let's go into the home screen. And if you're just going into your phone, you'll find that nothing has changed within the home screen. All the app drawer looks the same, the home screen looks the same. But if you go into the settings, go to wallpaper and style, and if you click on color palette, you'll see that you'll have a lot more wallpaper color options, which is based on your current wallpaper, or you can choose from your own basic colors. These options were here before, but it wasn't as many as there are now. And another thing in the home screen, let's go to widgets. And let's say you like putting a bunch of widgets on your home screen. Now you have ability to stack any widget. So if you tap and hold, you just press create stack, and you can choose any widget that you'd like to group this with. And now you can just swipe through your different widgets. Also, as long as the apps have similar dimensions, you can just hold and drag it into that widget and create that stack. Super convenient, love it. You can save a lot of space on your home screen. The next thing I want to talk about is multitasking. Samsung has always been good with this, with split screen multitasking. They had the side panel here, which you can use to split two apps. So let's go to Chrome, and you can open Twitter on the other app here. So that was pretty easy too, and I really wish that Google would implement this into their Pixel software. Without you having to do that now, Samsung added a gesture that you can do super easily. So to enable these new features, you gotta go into Labs in the settings, and you turn this one on, and you turn this one on. I guess you'll have a choice. So let's first go over the swipe for split screen mode. So let's say you have Twitter open, and you wanna make this split screen and open another app to multitask. You use 2 fingers. And then it gives you the option to open another app. This makes multitasking so much simpler. Finally, Samsung has added a super accessible feature, which lets you just swipe up with 2 fingers and just open another app like that. I love it. We needed this for Android, and I hope Google gets something like this back into their Pixel software. And not only that, if you swipe from a corner like this, you can make it into a pop-up view, which is super intuitive. So I really multitask a lot on my phone, and that's been a pain on the Pixel. So this is super nice. It makes me want to use Samsung again. And you can go back to home screen if you want to make it pop-up view again. And then let's say you're on Twitter and you want to split screen another app, and you can do just that. Let's go to clock, and then boom. Look at that. You have a pop-up view and 2 apps open like that. Amazing. I love it. I know it's crazy, but I love features like this. And the new features for multitasking doesn't end there. If you're in the recent apps view, let's say you want to open this in a split screen view or a pop-up view, you can just hold it, and it gives you all those options. I really love what Samsung's doing here with multitasking. For power users like me, this is a huge lifesaver. Just do this. I can open Chrome. I can do my browsing, whatever. Let's say I'm back in Twitter, and then I want to just split screen this, and oh, YouTube, of course YouTube. I'm going to be doing this a ton. Next, let's talk about Bixby routines, which is not called Bixby routines anymore. Now that whole setting section is called modes and routines. So routines is something I discovered kind of late with my time with the Galaxy S22. I thought it was just something, you know, that some people use and it's not super useful, but I started putting in a lot of like if and then like conditions in, and I started really customizing my experience. So at certain times when I leave the house, I can turn something on, turn Wi-Fi off, things like that. It helped me improve my battery a lot, and it made my life a lot easier. And I kind of miss having all those options on my Pixel 7 Pro. But Samsung's improving this mode even more with new modes. So I think they're trying to make this more user-friendly. So they added this whole mode section where they have these pre-selected modes that can really guide people to creating their own routines and things like that. So there's sleep mode, driving mode, exercise, relax, work. And I think that puts things into order and makes people think about this in a more simple way. So when you're sleeping, you can choose what times you really sleep. Then I can turn on do not disturb, and then don't allow calls and messages, blah, blah, blah. And there's all these customizations that you could do. And it's just super cool. If you have a Samsung phone, you've never used routines before, definitely go try it out now with this new update. I think it makes things a lot easier for you to think about and see how else you can customize your experience. And the fifth, final, most important thing that I want to talk about is the new improved animations. So apparently a huge part of the tech community is really angry about Samsung's animations. Apparently Samsung has addressed this. They've seen the concerns, and all these things like app opening animations, like let's say open YouTube and open Twitter, it does seem smoother. I can tell that there is a difference, but I never had a big issue with it. But for those of you who did have big problems with it, there you go. The animations are much more improved. So let's just open these apps again. Swipe up to go to recent apps. You can really slow down the video to see the difference yourself if you really want. Apparently they've also increased scrolling speed as well to make the UI seem more fluid. So if you go to the settings, you scroll down, it's not as systematic-y or blocky as it used to feel. Also, the blur effects seem to have been a little enhanced as well. If you pull down the notification shade, there you go, everything goes blurred in the background and it does seem less distracting. So just from my brief time with it, it does seem like the UI is a little bit smoother. I really don't think it's a huge animation jump like it was from One UI 3 to 4. Honestly, that felt like a huge bump, and before One UI 4, I thought Samsung phones just felt a little slow with or without the 120Hz refresh rate screens. Now it does feel a little bit smoother, but it's not a worldly difference from what it was in One UI 4 and 4.1. So even though I really like all 5 of these new changes, my top 2 favorite out of these 5 is definitely the lock screen customization options and how easy it is to do from now on. And of course, my second favorite, actually my most favorite, is the 2-finger swipe up to go access another app for split screen. It just makes it so much easier, because I really do this. Oh, I'm getting a bug there. I really do this all the time. Now I don't need the side panel anymore. I can just do the 2-finger swipe up, which is awesome. This really saves my life. Alright guys, that was my top 5 favorite changes from the One UI 5.0 Android 13 update for the Galaxy S22. Let me know what you guys think of this update if you are planning to get it on your phones or if you already have it on your Galaxy devices. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Bye!